Welcome to Tom's Tech Notes. Basic editing with PowerDirector 18, additional editing functions. Previous videos in this user's guide showed how to edit the audio and video portions of a video with PowerDirector. This video shows how to change the brightness, crop, rotate, and change the speed of a video. This video is part of a video user's guide for CyberLink PowerDirector version 18. To watch the videos in order, open this web page. This video should be watched after Video Basic Editing on web page PowerDirector. I've opened PowerDirector, imported a file, and dragged that file down to the timeline. I've also split a clip in that video for the area I want to be adjusting. To adjust the brightness, make sure the clip is selected or the whole video is selected. Click Fixed Enhance. By default, it comes up ready to adjust the brightness. To make it brighter, you can click this to make it 1% brighter each time you click, or 1% dimmer, or you can drag the pointer. You can observe the changes in the preview window. Notice that there is now an eye shown on the clip to show that there is an adjustment that has been made. And this box has automatically been checked. If you want to get rid of the adjustment and the indication of the adjustment, uncheck this box before you close the window. If you close the window with the box still checked, the adjustment's still in effect and this mark is still here. Another adjustment you can make is cropping. To crop the selected clip, click Tools, hover over Power Tools, and click Crop. Select which thing you would like to adjust, and there are several things you can do. Crop has come up by default. And if you don't see this window, you'll click this, but you don't need to now because you do see the window. To crop, you drag any of the corners. Notice it's set for a 16:9 aspect ratio, which is the one we normally use for YouTube videos. You hover over the box until you see the double-headed arrow appear. Then you can drag it to reduce the size of the crop window. Now you can move it around by clicking this blue dot in the center of the crop rectangle. Notice that the effect is shown in this preview window at upper right. If you did want to change the aspect ratio, you can click this arrowhead and select Freeform. If you do that, then you can drag the corners independently and change the aspect ratio. But if you have one selected, it'll preserve that one as you drag it, so it'll keep the same shape all the time for the crop window. You can also change the width and height of the crop window by dragging the arrows here, but again, we have a locked aspect ratio. This box is not clickable as long as there's an aspect ratio selected here. If you did select Freeform, this box is unchecked and it is now clickable if you want to lock the aspect ratio whatever shape you have currently selected by dragging the corners. So now you can drag these corners independently to change the shape of the crop rectangle. But again, you can return to 16:9 by selecting it here. Now we can drag it and it'll preserve the aspect ratio. We mentioned that you can move the crop rectangle around by clicking and dragging at the blue dot in the center. You can also rotate the crop rectangle by dragging this green dot here. When you do that, you'll want to look in the preview window here to see what it will actually look like. And as you rotate, the degrees of rotation are shown right here. I will caution you though, if you want to change the degree rotation, you can change it here, but it won't take effect until you close the box. You can play the section that you've selected by clicking here, and you can return to the beginning of the section by clicking here. And you can fine-tune back and forth just like you can normally when you're not using the crop window. And you can drag the arrow here to position yourself within the clip. I have a rotation in effect. If I want to cancel that rotation, I'll just click the cancel. And it'll warn you that you're going to lose all the changes you made, and you say fine. Now things are back to normal. I do still have a crop in effect though. To cancel the crop function while you're still in the power tool settings, just uncheck the box. Now it's reverted to its original form, and there's no indication down here that there's been an adjustment. To adjust the playback speed, make sure your clip is selected, click Tools, Power Tools, Video Speed. It will come up automatically selected. If you close this screen though, you can now change the selection here. Whatever speed changes you make to the video, you can change whether it affects the entire clip or whether you want to define a range within the clip. Let's start with the entire clip. You can change the speed that it plays by sliding this or by changing the video duration. If you change it a small amount, the audio will still play. It will adjust the tone of the words so that the tone stays the same. The words just get closer together or further apart. Reset will put it back to the normal speed. If you have changed the speed, so that change affects the entire speed. There's also an adjustment here to zoom this display if you need to pinpoint things. It works the same way as the zoom control down here to spread the timeline out. And the playback buttons here are similar to the ones on the normal preview screen. Play forward, go back to the beginning, go back one frame, forward one frame, play fast. The same controls you have on the normal preview screen. So that's all affects the entire clip that you selected. If you want to define a range, you can have the changes you make here only affect part of the selected clip. So you select range. You can either click here or here to create a box here that you can move the edges of to change its position in the clip. And any changes you make now will only affect this part of the clip that you're selected. So you'll hear it playing at normal speed here, then it'll change to whatever you selected here, and then it'll change back to the normal speed again. This shows that in this selected range, it's at normal speed. So if we want to change it, it's going to more than triple the speed, so it'll be very fast. You won't hear the audio here because of that drastic speed change. If you have a slight speed change, either way, you'll still hear the audio. It's just that the words will be there and they'll be further apart or closer together at the same tone like we mentioned before. Now if you click ease in or ease out, the change from outside to inside the selected clip will be gradual. So it will gradually speed up or slow down, and then it will gradually go back to normal here. And as before, if we exit this screen with a change in effect, there's a mark on the clip to indicate that there is a change in effect on that clip. And again, to cancel that speed change, go back here, uncheck. Since we haven't closed the Power Tools settings window, just uncheck the video speed. The mark went away and it reverted to normal. Now we can close the window and there's no change to the clip. But we just showed you how to change the playing speed for the combined video and audio. Now we'll show you how to change the speed for just the audio. Start by selecting the clip that you're going to change the speed. Right click and unlink the video and audio. Now there are some problems if you change the audio speed and there's no gap here. There's a slight bug in PowerDirector. I would strongly recommend you create a gap here before you change the speed of this audio. So now you're going to select this. You're going to select speed change, Power Tools, audio speed. And now, for instance, number one, you're limited to double speed or half speed. This slider is limited. And it will still play the audio on either end of that scale. So it will play the words. They'll be half as far apart. They'll come much faster, but the tone will be the same. But notice it now takes half as long to play that audio, and now there's video here that didn't change length. So depending on what this video is, that may be a problem for you. If it's a narrated photo, for instance, and there's nothing moving in here, then you just cut it off to match. And likewise, if you slowed it down, you got an area here with no video. So again, you could just stretch. If this is a photo, you could just drag it over to match. Of course, if you were going to do that anyway, you might as well have just changed both the links at the same time. So there's all kinds of options here. For instance, you might have had a picture here, and you might want a slightly different picture here that you will create elsewhere, and then just copy in and cut it to match the length of the audio. You have to be careful, because normally you want the audio and the video to kind of match each other. So if you start changing one independently of the other, you can run into problems in your video. So once you're done here, you can go ahead and close this gap. But again, you do need to fill this video in before you produce it. You can do the same thing with the video. Let's remove that alteration. Tools, Power Tools, Audio Speed, and we can go ahead and uncheck it to remove it. Now let's select just the video and see what our options are there. Power Tools, notice we can change the video speed. We can even play the video backwards. So let's change the video speed. And again, we have those options we had before where we can define a clip within this clip. Let's say we want to play the video at 4 times the normal speed. We're not getting a preview showing what's happening here, so we'll have to exit and make the change to see what's happened to the 2 tracks. So let's do that. Notice that now the video is playing much faster, so it takes less time. So now you have a big gap again where you don't have any video for the audio that's there. If you enjoyed this Tom's Tech Notes video, please like it and please leave a comment. For more help creating videos, please open my webpage at the URL shown here. To watch my other videos, open the website. You can also click links in the video description. When thumbnails appear, click at upper left to open the playlist for this video. Click at lower left to watch a video specially recommended for you. Click my photo to visit the Tom's Tech Notes channel. To subscribe, please click the red button. If you don't see the red button, hover over my photo to show it.